Hello, my name is Exhibit Ivory, and I'm here to talk about what it means to be a human in 2018, mostly inside the digital realm. It is a very long and almost excruciating topic to talk about because it's very specific to each varying person. Each person wants to do a different thing with what they have at their means. Some people don't want to be known on the internet, other people really do. It's a super hard and wide ranging topic, really. So let's just start off with something easy. Almost everybody nowadays uses Google. Google is basically today's newspaper for a lot of people. It gives information to people, it tells everything that you need to get, and it happens relatively quickly. So think of the yellow pages of older days, except a lot faster in most cases. Everybody uses it, and yet some people still think of it as they're not being, as data isn't being collected from them. Everything on the internet is being collected in some way, shape, or form. And it's not as to use it in a bad way, but it's not so much used in a good way. It's a more personalize your experience, which is what I would like to think people would accept. But for some reason, it's a weird hatred towards that. People like to not think about it in a way. It's a very harsh thing that people give out. They try to make it as most negative way as possible. But as I see it, it is very much so a positive thing and helps you find things that you want to get to. I understand that the problem is, oh, you didn't really sign up for your information to be collected, but it's also the fact of they're giving you this information for free most times. So they think that okay, it's a nonverbal agreement of just like we're giving you some free. We're just going to collect some information and try to make it more personal to you. It's like going into your history. It's just like your history is always going to be there unless you delete it, and then it's a very complicated story about that. That's the story for another day. But going back in time, not back in time, but going back in your history to find something that you wanted, it's like that is something that is yours and you know that it's going to be there. So there's that fact. It's very hard for people nowadays to really realize that information and information and anything else that's being sent out to the world is gonna be there. It's not a bad thing, but it's not so much a good thing. It's a very weird and harsh thing to really come by. If you want something to happen, it'll happen. You'll have to really think about it. Like, what do you want yourself to be online? And does it really reflect how you are as a person? Other than that, there's always these wild allegations of the internet being this super hostile place, and which it can be, but it's also this place that people really care about. Take a lot of people on the internet, take Twitch streamers who do donation streams, take Facebook who runs donations, helper, all sorts of these new ways for people to help each other that have come by in the past 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years that weren't here all the way back then. It's so much easier for people to help each other now thanks to the internet. The internet by itself isn't necessarily bad, but isn't necessarily good. Things just happen. It's based on people. How each individual person uses the internet is how it's going to be perceived. Myself, I use the internet for anything, for mostly pleasure, but also work. So when, like, the internet almost knows when I'm working because I look up information about things. Like, I looked up like the beginning of the internet, and then I can see inside my Google stuff Before, it was telling me about new games and stuff, but now it was telling me about these inventors and people who enhance the internet. So it almost instantaneously changes to your needs at the moment, which is an amazing thing. The internet is super personalized for what you want to do. I don't really know what else to say about this, but humans are becoming more and more reliant on the internet. It's not so, it's kind of a bad thing, but if you look at it from a wider perspective, is it really? You can get information almost instantaneously. You can find people that you thought you would never be able to contact. You can talk with professors and people inside a field that you are really interested in almost instantly. It's a brilliant thing. I don't know what else to really say. It's such a bad thing because of all these people who think that they're above the internet and can say whatever they want on it. But it's also this wonderful thing where you can get in touch with so many people that you would never be able to before and get a new perspective on life. It's a harsh and really rigid line that goes in between where each thing is going. People, places, things are growing more and more to become more digital. You will see advertisements for local companies online now. You can order things online that you used to only be able to call for. Even going down the street to the store, sometimes you will see an advertisement on their window to check out their Facebook page. It is a wholly unifying thing, but it unifies so much that some people feel that there's a disconnect. People can't really communicate the way that they used to, so people feel the disconnect there. But communication has always evolved to the point that we're going to get past it. We Language changes all the time. Language never stays the same. People do things in wild, imaginative ways. Our sign language, our hand to hand language, everything is always growing, moving, and changing in ways that you'll never know. From art to writing things down, everything changes. Smoke signals, letters, carrier birds. There's so many things that always will change and have changed. So, to end off saying, the digital world is something that is molded by the person that's using it. There's nothing that's innately bad about it, but there's nothing innately good about it. Each person uses it for its own means. That is what I feel like the digital realm is. Thank you for listening. My name is Xavier Ivory.